Focus this morning. Good to see you. You've been working some late nights on Capitol Hill, so we appreciate you being with us this morning. I want to get your evaluation on the status of these bills. A lot of people are celebrating the passage of the infrastructure bill on Friday night, but have a little bit of concern about what that next bill that you're going to be dealing with the week of November 14th, the bigger one, looks like.
Well, first of all, I think it should be Illinois Day every day. That's how we do it here. Look, I think that it was somewhat of a painful process if you were either looking from the outside in or on some days and in some hours of the past week, especially in the inside looking out. It was painful at times, but we got the job done. And I think this gets down to a matter of trust among our colleagues. And the small group that was wanted to hold out a little bit longer issued a written, very specific statement saying they would go along with the Build Back Better when we come back on the week of November 15th. We're all back in our home districts this coming week, so we're going to hear from a lot of people. And I hope what we all hear is that, hey, you got the infrastructure deal passed. We're going to start rebuilding America. And now let's make sure that we're finishing this up.
By the way, I got my states on the either side of Lake Michigan mixed up. The other two obviously were from the east part of Lake Michigan. Jocelyn Benson and Brenda Lawrence. You're on the western side of the state. There were some concerns, and I just want to understand how this goes with respect to what happens next with the Build Back Better bill. Assuming the costing comes in right, the CBO scores and the moderates who were concerned about it are satisfied that it goes through. What's the danger in the process that it has to go through over the next 2 weeks and get passed, that the bill substantially changes enough that you have to go through some kind of a renegotiation?
Well, I don't think it's going to change substantially. We've had the essence of the language for what we're calling the Build Back Better Act. We've had that for a little while now. We made some tweaks on it a week ago Friday. We made some more tweaks on it this past week. There's no doubt that there will be some changes coming up between now and November 15th. But we have made a decision as House Democrats that we are going to send over a package to the Senate. And obviously, they will make some changes. They'll have to send it back to us where that's what we're going to have to accept and make some vote for that. When it's all said and done, and send it over to the president. There will be negotiations. We will not get everything we want. But that is the essence of what being a legislator is all about. And, in the end, we're going to have something monumental and transformative. I'm confident of that.
I want to just pick up on what Hayes Brown and I were talking about this week's elections and how you're analyzing it, how you're thinking about what happened, particularly in Virginia and the close race in New Jersey. You come from a part of Illinois in which there are lots of Republicans, and you understand their concerns and their motivations. How do you evaluate what happened on Tuesday, and what does it mean for the midterms in 2022?
Well, let me give you the context where I come from, first of all. The congressional district that I serve is the vast majority of the towns here. 85% of the towns have 5,000 people or fewer, and 60% have 1,000 people or fewer. I'm in a very mostly rural district that Donald Trump won in 2016 and even by a larger margin in 2020. I'm a Democrat who's been able to survive now in my fifth term. So that's the context from which I look at this. In the case of Virginia, I would say if I were to sum it up in a sentence, it's that we have to start talking to more people at the Tractor Supply rather than the Trader Joe's. And what I mean by that, I looked at a map this morning. Where do we have Trader Joe's in the state of Illinois? Well, guess what? There's not one outside of Chicagoland. And where do we have Tractor Supply stores? Well, they're all over the place. And so my point there is the old adage of show up, use your 2 ears and 1 mouth that God gave us and use those proportionately. And then base what you do on serving people, getting results. I think that's the Joe Biden model. I think that's how he's performed as a U.S. Senator from Delaware, and I think that's how he performs as the President of the United States. We've got to show up, we've got to listen, and we've got to get results. And that's a lot easier said than done, but that's what we have to do, I believe, as a Democratic Party, and making sure that we're starting to make gains in areas where we are literally tanking.
Well, you believe that for a while, and it is part of why you have been reelected in your district. You and I spoke about this a few years ago. But tell me, are you concerned that there are some in the Democratic Party who think absolutely the opposite of what you're saying? That, in fact, the Democratic Party has to triple down on where it thinks its strength is and ignore those areas where it doesn't have strength, because you're one of those areas. You're the exception to the rule.
Well, I think part of it, too, we have to stop dividing and putting everybody in, I'll use the term silo. I have a lot of silos, grain bins all around me, but we have to stop behaving that way. And what I just told you about showing up, listening, and getting results, that applies whether you live in San Francisco or New York City or the city of Chicago. It applies to that, but it also applies to a town like Hamlet, Illinois, where the population is 48, and you show up there. I've knocked on every single door in the little town of Hamlet, Illinois, Mercer County, Illinois. And I've done that because I would drive through there and I'm like, I just wonder what's on the people's minds here. You have farmers, you have hog farmers, you have beef cattle farmers there. They're literally driving their John Deere tractors down the road when I went there not too long ago to chat with people. But look, Allie, it is hard work because you've got to, you use that shoe leather and you've got to, instead of knocking doors and saying, hey, will you support me or will you support the candidate I'm working for? Knock the doors and say, hey, what do you want us to know? What's important to you? What's important to your family? And I think that plays well wherever you live, wherever you're talking about policy and politics.
Representative Bustos, good to talk to you as always. I always learn a lot from it. Sherry Bustos of Illinois, which is an entirely different state from Michigan, which we have had people from this morning. It's a big Midwestern show here on Velshi this morning.
It's a big Midwestern area.
That's right. that time change thing always messes me up a little bit. Good to see you as always.